U.S. versus Cuba just wrapped up. First match of week 2 for the United States. I don't know how to feel. I mean, after a 3-0 sweep, typically I would be feeling pretty good. But the way that Cuba came out and kind of made us look beatable makes me a little bit nervous. Shout out to Cuba for an awesome performance today. Even though they didn't take a set off of us, they definitely made it interesting. Pretty much every set up until the last few points or so. But to be fair to our U.S. roster, and I think the reason why we went with the lineup we went with today is they're still gelling together. I mean, this is the first time we've seen Defalco in almost 2 years in a U.S. jersey, and Micah Christensen coming off of a long pro season and didn't play last week. And so having those two back in the lineup is big for us, and they definitely made an impact today. But I think the name of the game for today and tomorrow, first two matches gearing up for Japan on Saturday, is to just be patient. Let the team continue to gel together and find a rhythm and figure each other out. And yeah, I think that's why Karch went with the roster that he went with today, or sorry, for this week, simply to just get those guys to get on the floor together a little bit more for an important week 2 and gearing up for week 3 where we play in the United States in Chicago, where our pool is hyper competitive. But yeah, I just think we just looked mediocre. Early in that third set, one of the announcers brought up how the U.S. could still kick it into another gear, and I don't think we ever really did that. It didn't look like we ever had a 3 4 point run, and that's a lot of credit to this Cuban team for staying on that service line, and getting clean side outs when they needed to. But yeah, a lot of errors on our end. I think we started the game off really well. In that first, Micah did a really good job getting our middles activated. With McHenry and Jeff Gendrick getting more touches. I don't know what the stats say, but I would imagine that was the most amount of touches combined for middles in one set so far this summer, if I were to guess. And I think that really opened up the floor for the rest of our pins. But yeah, I think Michael will continue to do that. It definitely looked like him in the middles found a better connection than Ma'a did last week. And so that's good for us moving forward, especially when TJ's back row, um, running that big option. But yeah, speaking of TJ, I mean he didn't have the most outstanding performance, and like nothing really stood out necessarily, but you could tell his presence was there. I think more than anything, it was how scrappy he is defensively, and then you'll get his efficiency on the offensive end, which is expected. But I think that's kind of what we've been missing these past couple weeks with a lot of the younger guys on that left side. I talked about it a little bit last week, where production can't just be out of the right side with Jake Haynes, because once we start playing these better teams, a lot of high level outsides are just going to be able to sit on that. And so that's why it was big for Micah to get these middles going early, build that connection to start the week, so that moving forward the rest of the week, we're able to run whatever we want. But yeah, I mean, once again, Jake Haynes on the right side holding it down. I think he was our leading points leader again, which is ridiculous, especially with TJ on the floor, and Matt Anderson also on that left side. So yeah, I think that'll be a consistent thing that we'll see. It just looks like it just feels like he's unstoppable, especially with Micah now getting everybody available. That's going to be an option for sure that we're going to have to continue to look at, and I'm curious to see if we'll see Gabby Garcia tomorrow and see how he does compared to Jake Haynes. And I think that's a really big storyline for the rest of the summer, and even going on to next year, gearing up for the 2028 Olympics, is obviously who we're going to see. And this is a good problem to have, as the United States is, you know, we have so much talent that it makes it difficult for our coaches to figure out who to run. But yeah, so we got to definitely keep an eye out on our right sides, and then obviously Cole Harkey. I think he saw a few minutes today. I don't think he got a kill today, but he's gonna definitely throw a wrench in the plan. You could say, um, as we prep for 2028. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, looking into the rest of the week, I don't know if this makes me nervous or excited. I guess a little bit of both. Like, we haven't had that dominant U.S. performance yet, and I'm hoping that comes soon, sooner rather than later, just to show that we've got it. But I think it's been a common theme where we kind of let teams hang around, whether that be the first 3/4 of the set, or similar to Canada or Turkey last week, where we kind of let these teams kind of climb back at the end of the set. But yeah, tomorrow we play. I think we play Iran, and another one of those teams where we're just gearing up for big matches. I think we'll see the roster get mixed up again tomorrow. See which guys gel the best together, and kind of see what's working and what's not as we prep for Japan and Serbia this weekend. But yeah, like I mentioned at the beginning, weird setup today. I think I'll be back to my normal setup tomorrow, but I don't think I'll be able to film on Saturday or Sunday, unfortunately, for those two big matches because I'll be camping. But really excited to see what the U.S. does. It's really good to have Micah Christensen back as well as TJ Defalco. Just a lot of fun, and you could definitely feel their energy and their aura. You could say, just being out there on the floor. Good win for the U.S. Hopefully we can turn it around a little bit more tomorrow and just be a little bit more dominant. But I'm excited to see what we do for the rest of the week, gearing up for Chicago midway through July. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, how you guys feel about the U.S. And our win over Cuba. Nervous reactions, excited reactions, whatever you guys got, leave it down below. Drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.